Hello and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name is Colette and this is a tarot reading today for all Aquarians out there. I actually read the cards yesterday and I tried to upload the video, but for some reason it wasn't happening. So I'm going to try it again today and see how it goes. So the first card that I will be reading for you will be from the Namaste Blessing cards by Tony Carmine Salerno, and the main part of the reading is going to be done with the Greek Mythic Tarot, which is by Juliet Sherman Burke and Liz Green together, and the final card that I will pull for you, or have pulled for you, is Ask and It Will Be Given, or Ask and It Is Given, by Esther and Jerry Hicks, kind of combination of the two together there, who channel, or Esther channels, the entity known as Abraham, who's very much into the idea of how we think and feel manifests our world around us. So I would like to finish the reading with one of those cards because I think it helps if we know what's going on within ourselves as well and what we need to know about our own manifesting. So the first card that came out is this beautiful card here. And it talks about, it's called The Blessing of Good Fortune. I'm just going to put my glasses out of the way because I can't read with them on. And it talks about how our life is a tapestry and how we weave and what we weave our life with. And with this card it says, rich and rewarding experiences bring you increased spiritual awareness at this time. Good fortune flows to you as your third eye opens. You are inspired, feeling totally at peace. Life is a beautiful tapestry woven in threads of love. So it's about creating your life as if you would create a tapestry. So I don't know if that's for any Aquarians out there that do tapestry or do any kind of creative embroidery. Maybe it's a message for somebody to start doing some tapestry and some embroidery. Perhaps they would really enjoy doing it, I don't know, but that is the message from this card today. And it is generally just saying that, you know, life is a tapestry that we weave as we go along. And the first card that came out in this reading was the Page of Pentacles. Now the Page of Pentacles, because it's a page, it's a kind of younger energy. It always relates to a younger childlike energy, or it can be a child itself, or it can just mean an energy that is yet to mature. And in this card, because of all these little seedlings here, I kind of think of it as something that is younger, and each of these kind of seedlings represents a potential future to me. This is how I see this card. He's standing here with his pentacle in his hand. He knows his worth. Usually somebody who's very, although they may be of a younger nature, there will be somebody who probably enjoys being out in nature, somebody who probably is quite in tune with creative endeavours when it comes to using their hands. They will be more inclined to work with the kind of physical realm, shall we say, rather than work with more of the mental realm. But this is the heart of the reading here, Page of Pentacles. So it says that there is this kind of new opportunity, new growth is happening. It's very green, it's very fertile, it's full of little tiny seedlings that have all been planted in the fields behind this character here. But interestingly, what came out as the top card, the head, what the head is aware of and what the obvious energy around is, if you like, is the Queen of Swords. Now, if this had come out this way up, I would have said that this person was totally in their power, a kind of authority. She can be a little bit kind of difficult to approach, or has this kind of unapproachable energy about her. She may not be like that at all, but she may come across as being somebody who's got this kind of unapproachable stance and energy about her. But because it's upside down, I would say that that is not at all how this person is feeling at the moment. They're not feeling in their power, but they're also not wanting to deal with anything emotionally as well, which is why this pitcher of water here is being poured out onto this incredibly barren soil around here. It's like it's not going to grow anything. There is no growth there, as in very different to this card here, which is very green and very lush. This card is very hard and very harsh. Even the mountains in the background have got snow on the top, so it's kind of saying that this is kind of a frozen situation to me on some level. And the card, sorry, the colour of her dress here is the beautiful turquoise. For me, is the kind of connection between the heart, the green, and the throat chakra, the blue. And it kind of speaks of the need to communicate something on a heart level. But because it's upside down, this queen doesn't want to do that at all. She really has no, there's no willingness there whatsoever for this queen to react in that way. She's very much of the mind, she's very much of the logical, she's very much of the thoughts. If she can't work something out logically, then it won't make sense. It's like, you know, does it make sense? Doesn't it make sense? But because of the turquoise, because of the colour of this dress that she's sitting in, and because it is a reversed card, there is just this really, for me, strong feeling that she has something emotional that she does not want to look at, something she doesn't want to deal with, doesn't want to go there. And if you look at the water here as well, it would be falling literally up this way. It would be going up the other way. And it kind of, to me, it kind of talks about some kind of rainstorms, if you like. So she's not able to use this sword at the moment, which normally, if it was up this way, this sword would be able, she'd be able to cut through things, she'd be able to get to the core of the matter. She wouldn't be faffing about or taking any BS from anybody. But because it's up this way, she's kind of shaken in some way. Her kind of, it's almost like the ground has kind of moved underneath her, and she's not quite sure of her own position in this situation at the moment. So the card that came out, interestingly enough, underneath all this is the very opposite, which is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is all about emotions. So this card, before I forget, this card would relate to, in the zodiac signs, this would relate to all the air signs, which would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius as well. So this could be you, Aquarius, coming out as yourself, or it could be somebody that you know, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be an intimate partner. But I get the feeling that this kind of relates to the Aquarian also, because of the fact that it's almost like the pitcher of water is the very Aquarian kind of symbol as well, carrying that pitcher of water. Okay, so like I said, what came out below that in the kind of deeper subconscious area of what's not known, what's not so more hidden in the emotions, in the kind of awareness, is this king. And the King of Cups relates to in the zodiac, this king would be seen as the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And he's sitting in this very watery base here. and he's totally emotional. I mean, this king kind of just does nothing but feel. He just feels everything. He's super sensitive, super caring, compassionate, loving, wanting to help out others. And very much the opposite of this queen up here, which doesn't necessarily, by the way, have to be a female. This could also relate to a male, or this could also relate to a female, just that this is how it comes out as the energy within the cards themselves. This is how it's portrayed. But this could be either man or woman. It makes no difference. It's just the energy that's surrounding the card here. So the card that came out as what's moving away from you, Aquarius, is the Page of Cups. Now the Page of Cups, again, being a page, young energy, you got two pages here, but this one has come out reversed as well. So this says to me, again, if it was upright this way, this would be talking about finding your self-worth and your kind of healing, a healing energy. It's a healing of after a time of being hurt, a time of withdrawal, a time of kind of coming back out and allowing yourself into that energy of, okay, it's all right, I love myself enough to be loved again. So because it's reversed, I get the feeling that this is very much about somebody who hasn't healed something yet. There's this strong feeling of something not being looked at, and I think that this is kind of what this Queen is saying here, that there is this emotional, and with the King of Cups underneath as well, there is this really strong feeling of an emotional attachment to something, somebody. But I would also say that because it's a page, this could well relate to something in the childhood, past, something that's happened to somebody when they were younger, and something that they still haven't been able to heal, and it's still affecting, and it may well be something that's coming up now in the present with this Queen of Swords here, kind of reflecting the fact that she doesn't want to look at it, doesn't want to recognize those emotions, with this water being poured out on the ground, and also because of the card being reversed. And interestingly, what's moving in is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is a creative, fiery energy. It's all the aces are brand new energy, so it's like a possible, potential new beginning. Because it's reversed, and also strangely enough, I get the feeling that there's something to do with this water here, which is kind of being poured out, and if it was upside down, it's almost like this water is dampening down this energy. And I get the feeling that this card has something to do with a new passion, that there's a passion. That could be there's somebody who's interested, has shown that they're interested in this particular Queen, or this particular energy, should I say, and this person here is kind of going, no, I don't want to go there. Or sorry, the Queen, this person here is going, I don't want to go there. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to recognise that that's a potential or a possibility. I don't want anything to do with that. And it could be somebody who's coming on very, very strong to this person here. Maybe sexually, because the Ace of Wands can be a very kind of creative, sexual kind of energy that just erupts out of nowhere. And if it was upright, I would say, yeah, that's great. But because it's reversed, I'd say there is a sense here of this person here saying, no, No, I don't want it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm just gonna dampen that down, sorry, before it even starts. I'm just gonna put that far out. I'm just gonna not gonna look at that, not going anywhere near it. I'm just gonna put that far out right now. And there could also be, because this can also relate to pregnancy as well, especially when it's upside down, and also because of the Page of Cups here being upside down. I'm just going to say it, that there could be, for somebody out there, this could be an unwanted pregnancy. So just be careful, Aquarians. Just be careful, because this could represent a pregnancy that wasn't planned, or wasn't being looked for, or some, you know, wasn't something that isn't wanted on that level. And that could also be why this Queen is having so much trouble getting her head round that situation, and why she's not feeling strong in herself and in her power. So I pulled some more cards yesterday, and the first card that I pulled in this reading was the Two of Cups, which came out over the top of the Queen of Swords. And to me, that talks of a relationship, that talks of an initial attraction, that talks to me of somebody who has come in and is kind of making themselves aware that they are attracted to this person here. And there is potential for growth within this relationship. Because it's up the right way, because it's not a reversed card, I would say that this is a good potential. It has a good a good path to go down. There could be many, there could be much happiness from this relationship. That's all I'm going to say about this. There could be much happiness found in this relationship. But because of this card, which came out next, which is over the top of the King of Cups, the Queen here is not really I just get the feeling that she's not up for this. I mean, it's all about kind of taking yourself out of the picture. It's about kind of reflection, meditation, thinking about something. The clouds kind of rolling by in the background kind of represent for me this type of, you know, a period of time, shall we say, where this is just being, and again, you know, the mountains are kind of frozen in the background. A period of time when this is just being kind of not even, well, I wouldn't say not being looked at, but just kind of ignored, really. Although it's a contemplative card, I get the feeling that with this Queen there is just this element that she just wants to ignore that as a possibility, ignore this as a potential. Doesn't want to go there, doesn't want to look into it. And it could be also for somebody, as I was saying, that the potential, the possibility of the unwanted pregnancy as well, that this could be what's happened here, is that this Two of Cups, these couple have kind of just met, and it's all happening very fast, shall we say. That, you know, they've not long been together, they've come together, they've had sex together maybe a couple of times or so, and this person, you know, this little being, shall we say, has been formed. So that is also a potential for some of you Aquarians out there. That's what's coming through within this read. And the next card I asked for, and the next card I got, was the Magician. And I put that over the Ace of Wands. And again, had it been up this way, I would have said excellent, fabulous. That's a really good energy together. But because the Ace of Wands is reversed, it says to me that this Magician here does not want to create whatever this is, whatever the potential for that could be, which is quite possibly a new relationship. Whatever that is, the manifestation of something new, standing at the crossroads here and bringing the idea into the creative realm, is not something that this person here is looking forward to. There is a lot of thought going on, but in many ways it's kind of, it's not, I don't get the feeling that it's particularly positive thought. But what I do get the feeling of is that this person, because I pulled the Knight of Pentacles over the top of the King and the Four of Swords here, the King of Pentacles is saying that this person wants to be independent. There's a definite air of independence about the King of Pentacles. He likes to be able to walk his own path, which I think very much is what the Magician is saying here as well, that this is about walking your own path. This is about creating something, but I get the idea it's more about creating something for one individual than it is about creating it for more than one individual. This person wants to have their own space. They want to have their own life. They want to be able to create for themselves without having to worry about anybody else. This is what I'm getting from these cards here. If you put all these cards together here, I just get this strong feeling that this person just wants to do their own thing. Do their own thing so they don't have to rely on anybody else. And the Page and the Knights together, it's almost like, you know, it's a continuation. It's come out as a continuation of this is where this person is at the heart of the reading here. And this is kind of saying, you know, I want to be able to depend on myself. I don't want to be able to depend on anybody else. This is my life. This is my path to walk. This is my manifestation here. And if I involve anybody else, I'm going to have to answer to them as well. And I just get a really strong feeling here of a very strong and normally very strong and independent person, but because of whatever this situation here is to do with this healing that needs to be looked at, this whatever this healing process is that's going on here, they are not interested in this fire that's being, I feel, offered to them by somebody else here. And somebody else is trying to say to them, look, you know, I can take care of you. I can look after you. I can be there for you. I can be stable. But this character here is wanting none of it. They're just kind of wanting to do their own thing. They're just wanting to be on their own, have their own space, close their own door when they come home, and not have to, what's the word? Not have to, not just answer to anybody else, but also not to have to not to have to involve anybody else. There's this feel, I just get this feeling this person just does not want to have, not that they don't have friends and people in their life, but they just don't want to have their, like the, some way, it's like this is a hassle. This is a hassle. They don't want this hassle. They're not looking for it. They're not looking for that hassle. Although it's offered and it's there, they don't want it. And I think that that's what the answer will be, is that this is too much. Maybe at this time, maybe they'll change their mind in the future. But at this time, I just get the feeling this person just wants their own space. They just want to be able to do what they want to do, get on with their own life, and just create and manifest for themselves. And maybe they just find that easier to do that when they're on their own, just to be able to manifest what they need without being limited or told that they're wrong. Because if it's a relationship between these two, for instance, there will be, you know, one's very much of the heart and of the feelings, and one's very much of the head and of the mind and of the logic. And maybe they just don't balance very well together. But I get that. That's the feeling that I get from this reading overall, is that this person is looking for their own stability, for their own rewards in many ways as well, that they want to do this for themselves on their own. And the last card that I got for you, the Esther and Jerry Hicks, Abraham Hicks manifesting card, which is very much this card here, is why does my saying no to it mean saying yes to it? Which is quite interesting, because maybe this is what this person's thinking. I keep saying no, but it's not going away. I keep saying no, but it keeps turning up. So what it actually says on this card is, when you give attention to something you desire and say yes to it, you are including it in your vibration. But when you look at something you do not want and say no to it, you are including it in your vibration. You cannot exclude anything that you are giving your attention to. So really this card is saying be careful of what you put your attention into. Even though you may be saying no to this, if your attention is focused on this at this time, then it's just going to keep turning up in your life for you. It's just going to keep being there. So this is a general read for all Aquarians out there. If you're looking for a private or a personal read, then my email is in the description box down below. Also, it's a reading for Sun Aquarian, Moon, Rising and Venus. If you don't know where those placements are. So if you're if you don't know what your placements are for those particular signs, I will put a link to a free astrology birth chart down there as well. And what I was also going to say was that if you do find out what your rising, your Venus and your moon sign are, and they're not the same as your sun sign, which often they're not, but this reading doesn't resonate with you, then there is other readings that I have done previously that you can go and check out and see whether or not they resonate better for you, because this is just a general, like I say, and it's not going to connect with all Aquarians out there. But hopefully it will be of some help to some Aquarians out there. And I thank you very much for listening to my to my reading and joining me on my channel. Please, before I go, remember, could you like, subscribe and tap the bell for future videos if you're interested. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you hopefully again.